Hi, my name is Seth Raphael. Thanks for purchasing Amazement. I'm confident if you put the time in to perform it, you will love it. Amazement is really a combination of four different effects, which you can put all together to create sort of about a 20-minute piece of exploratory magical moments wherein you get the opportunity to know your spectator or your friend a lot better. So if I were to describe it just as the four effects, sort of separately, individually, they're each pretty incredible. The first one is your friend selects any maze from a maze book and picks a title that means something to them. And you can instantly tell them the name of the maze that they chose. And they're genuinely different titles in the maze. The second effect is after they take a random path through the maze, you can tell them the exact path that they chose. Third, you can show that even before they started, you wrote down the page number of the maze that they would end up picking. And the last final piece is that the path that they took randomly that ended in a dead end on one maze is the exact solution for the maze on the other page, which is to say that subconsciously they were able to solve the maze next to theirs without even looking. So each of these pieces can be taken by itself. It could be just a book test where you have someone flip through a maze book, pick a maze, and tell them which maze they picked. You could have them just draw through the maze and then repeat to them which path they took, a remote viewing demonstration. You could have it be a prediction where you write down which maze you think they'll choose. They'll flip through and you can show that you knew exactly which maze they would choose. Or you could have it be a demonstration of their own intuition where they open up the book, don't look at one maze, draw a path on the other one, and somehow their own intuition solved the maze that was on the other side of the book. So four different effects. There are a couple bonus things we'll talk about at the end that allow some extra kickers. But these four pieces all tie together to create a wonderful piece of magical intimacy. Magical intimacy. You are getting the opportunity, if you choose, to learn a lot about your spectator or friend as you perform. So, I'm going to go through the methods super quickly, just so that we get them out in the open. Then we can go into the nuance about how it works. First, simplest one is predicting the page number that they will end on. Every page number is the same. So you only have to write down one thing. As they flip through, the pages are designed so they can't see the page numbers changing. They don't change. They pick a maze, and that page number matches your prediction. That's the force. Then the book test. How do you know which maze they picked? Well, as you flip through, every maze has a different word written at the start of the maze. So at the beginning it could say start, it could say begin, it might be an arrow, it might say the word in. And so all you have to do is say, okay, put your finger at the beginning of the maze. Are you sure you're at the beginning? And then 9 times out of 10 they'll say, yeah, my finger's on the word begin. If they don't say that, you say, how do you know you're at the beginning? And they say, my finger's on the word begin. Or they say, my finger's on the word beginning. Then there's a simple crib sheet built into the book. If you don't want to memorize it, you can just look up exactly which maze they're on and tell them the name of the maze that they've selected. The third method is self-working. Any way you go through the maze, though you have free choices, your end path is guaranteed to be the same, no matter which choices you make. Designed an algorithm to use a computer to generate these mazes so that they are literally force mazes, the first kind of force maze ever invented. That means they can go down, they can go left, right, up, down, it doesn't matter. No matter which choices they make, the end shape, the path that they take through the maze is forced upon them. That gives you the ability to recount their path turn by turn, saying every direction that their maze turns, even though they made free choices. So that's the remote viewing part, where you are seeing, literally walking through the maze, the path that they took. It's a pretty interesting effect, unlike anything I've ever seen before. And then the last part, the intuition about their path solving the maze on the other page. and that is again built by this algorithm, the path that they are forced to take through the maze is guaranteed to solve the maze on the other side of the page. So all you have to do is have them start, go through the maze, and then copy that exact path to the maze on the other side of the page, and it's guaranteed to solve. So those are the 4 effects, and we'll be going into each one in detail so you can understand exactly how to perform them. There are 2 bonus ideas. I'm certain you guys will come up with more because this is a pretty rich tool. We'll describe them here, and then bonus material will be coming later. The first bonus idea is having somebody, before you even begin, talk about how a maze is filled with choices and your life is filled with choices. Some choices lead to dead ends, but even those dead ends are part of a map. They're part of your life story. So you ask them to list 6 choices that they've made in their life, some good, some bad, and at the end, when they look at the path that they've taken, every time they had mentioned a good choice, they turned left. Every time they mentioned a bad choice, they turned right. Which is to say, the choices that they described to you before they even began looking at the maze book accurately predicted the path to solve the maze. I really like that when it's someone I want to get to know, someone I want to learn more about. You can get incredibly rich relationship with a person just by asking a few simple questions that then can reinforce their confidence, self-confidence, saying, yes, look, every choice you've made has been the right choice, even if it ends in a dead end, because dead ends are part of your life story. So that's bonus material number 1. Bonus material number 2 is taking the maze and the fact that it forces your path and allows you to know their path and turns it into a lie detector routine. So after they've drawn a random maze, you use the turns in their maze to force them to lie or tell the truth. And of course you can know at every turn whether they're lying or telling the truth. You can use this to mundanely predict a playing card if you want to, or guess which playing card they're thinking of. You have them think of any playing card, lie or tell the truth as they answer questions through the maze, and you can know exactly which card they are thinking of. All right, so those are the 4 effects, 2 bonus ideas. Look forward to seeing you in the other chapters to explain more details.